everybody. Graham here. So, there's been stuff I've been seeing about old media people attacking YouTubers the way they've been doing. I mean, it's not a new thing. It's come to the fore over the fallout from the Johnny and Amber trial, but there's nothing new here. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the issue of accountability when it comes to journalism, because that's something that the old media gatekeepers really like to harp on. So, from the old media side, it goes something like this. Old media types are answerable to editors and editorial departments and fact checkers, whereas new media people are not. And therefore, this gives old media people a degree of accountability that is not shared by their new media counterparts. So, I want to raise a couple of points about this. Number one, if the old media is dealing with, editors and fact checkers, those editors and fact checkers are doing a piss poor job. Every news article I've ever read about something that I actually know something about has had major errors. So I assume that the stories that I don't know anything about have the same level of error. It just makes sense. So therefore, I would say that the old media's accuracy rating is pretty bad. Now, let's look at this from the new media point of view. As I've mentioned before, the primary difference between old media people and new media people are that old media people tend to be employees, while new media people tend to be entrepreneurs, right? That Umbrella Guy, for example, runs his own channel, and the money that he makes depends on the success or failure of that channel. How many people watch it, how many people donate, that kind of stuff. So the argument from old media is that new media has an incentive to sensationalize and make stuff up because the more views we get, the more money we make. But I think they are confused about how these views work and how the accountability works, because, well, one might say that we have no accountability. In fact, we do. We are not accountable to editors and fact checkers, but we are accountable to literally everyone else on YouTube. If I make a video that has a major error of fact in it, I'm going to hear about it in my comment section. And I only have 400 subscribers, and a good video for me gets a couple thousand views. So someone like that Umbrella Guy or Andy Signor or somebody like that who has, hundreds of thousands of followers and gets, easily tens of thousands of views on each video, not only are they going to hear about it in their comment section, but other people are going to make videos explaining why they're wrong. And YouTube viewers understand that every channel comes with a point of view. So if you know the point of view and you're willing to do even the most cursory little bit of looking around, you can verify a story yourself if you want to. It's not that hard, and it doesn't take that long. But I would also suggest that because of this, YouTubers take extra steps to verify the accuracy of their information, because they know that they're under this kind of scrutiny. And the simple fact is that if I get a reputation for being wrong about stuff, nobody will watch me, and I won't make any money. There is no such accountability for old media people. They have their editors, and they might get dinged by an editor and have to rewrite part of a story, or if a story goes out with some errors in it, they'll do a stealth correction, or they'll issue a correction that doesn't make much of an impact. I've always felt that if an old media outlet gets a story majorly wrong, that they should give the correction the same emphasis that they gave the original story. In other words, if it was a front page story, then the correction should be on the front page. But they don't do that. They sneak weaselly little disclaimers into their articles, they stealth edit their articles, or they just double down on being wrong and say that they're not wrong. So the idea that old media journalists, because they are answerable to editors and fact checkers, are more accurate than new media journalists who serve as their own editors and fact checkers is just simply wrong. I was watching a video, I think it was Andy, who was reading out a tweet thread. And one of the things in the tweet, then it was from an old media journalist, and one of the things that was said in the tweet thread is we need more salaried journalists. So that's an interesting choice of words. Why salaried? Well, to be direct about it, salaried equals controlled. Those people don't get to decide what stories they want to work on, or maybe sometimes they do, but if the slant of their story does not comport with the editorial department, the story doesn't get published. If they consistently go against the grain of their editors, they'll lose their job eventually. So salaried equals controlled. And what those people don't like about us is that we are not controlled. We decide what we're going to cover, and we decide how we're going to cover it, and we make ourselves accountable to the community. We don't have the president of a media company giving edicts about how we're going to cover stories. And that's really the bottom line. Do you want your journalism controlled? Do you want the editorial board at the Washington Post determining the public discourse, or do you want the public determining the public discourse? I'll take the latter. And if a YouTube journalist gets a story wrong 9 out of 10 times, they'll issue a correction and they'll admit it, and there's no problem. I trust YouTubers far, far more than I trust the mainstream media. And as I said in my last video, I have some stories about why the old media bothers me so much, and I will share those at some point. But don't buy it. That's all I'm trying to say is don't buy this ridiculous assertion that old media journalists have more accountability than YouTubers. YouTubers live and die by the accuracy of their information. And how many times have we seen journalists skate when they've gotten something either majorly wrong or they've just flat out made shit up? So that's what I want to say. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one. I'll see you later. Graham out. Bye.